scientists. My name is Miss Shirley. I'm going to be your lead scientist to guide you through this lesson today. So today, let's learn about the life cycle of a butterfly in a butterfly habitat. So what are some words we need to learn for this lesson? Well, life cycle, the stages of change that a living thing goes through during its life. The pupa is the young insect in the stage between the larva, in this case a caterpillar, and an adult, in this case a butterfly. Now a caterpillar is the larva of a butterfly having a worm-like body. Now habitat, the natural home for an animal, plant, or insect. In the last class, we learned about different habitats for the animals to find out the best habitat for butterflies. Today, we'll be learning about the life cycle butterflies. So let's watch this fun video. He's shedding his face. How does a caterpillar become a butterfly? And that's the question we have today on this video. So think about that. How does a caterpillar become a butterfly? Let's investigate and make some observations while we're watching. It all starts with this teeny tiny egg the size of a pinhead. The baby caterpillar breaks out of the egg. So this is stage 1, the egg stage. Caterpillars are also called larvae. He turns around and does what caterpillars do best, eat. He eats his own egg to have enough energy for the long journey ahead. A caterpillar's only job is to eat leaves. A lot of leaves. Until they are 100 times bigger. So this is stage 2, the caterpillar. Now, the purpose of a caterpillar at this point is when he eats his egg, and then he eats the leaf that the egg was on, and then he eats more and more and more leaves until he becomes 100 times bigger. And ready for a whole new life. The caterpillar pushes his body. He's wiggling underneath his skin and splits his skin open. Shedding his former self. Then the outer skin hardens. So this is called the pupa stage, and that is stage 3. The caterpillar actually digests himself. It's goo in here. Ugh. Rebuilds himself too. And after a couple of days, he's ready. To stretch his new wings. Now he's a beautiful butterfly. And this is stage 4, the butterfly stage. And he can start the process all over again. Now, if you notice, the butterfly landed on a flower because butterflies no longer eat leaves. They land on flowers to drink the sweet liquid of a flower called nectar. Okay, let's review what we learned. Well, we learned that stage 1, we made those observations that stage 1, the egg, the butterflies lay eggs on plant leaves, and the eggs grow on plants. Now remember, it all starts with a teeny tiny egg. It's so small, it's the size of a pinhead. That's really small. In stage 2, the caterpillar, when the caterpillar hatches from the egg, they eat the leaves of the plants. But a caterpillar's job only is to eat leaves, but not only leaves, but it did eat its egg first, and then it went on to eat the leaf that it was on, And then it went on to eat more and more leaves until it becomes 100 times bigger. So in stage 3, the pupa stage, the caterpillar hangs from a branch to prepare for next stage by shedding its skin. Ugh, the caterpillar actually digests himself. It's goo in here. And finally, stage 4, the butterfly. So an adult butterfly comes out of the shell, and the butterfly rests on plants and uses plants for protection. But remember, at this point, a butterfly does not no longer eat leaves, but he lands on flowers to drink the sweet liquid of a flower called nectar. Okay, scientists, we made a lot of discoveries and observations from what we just learned from this video and what we just read. So now we have to make some investigations. We have to ask ourselves some questions and answer some questions. So here are some questions we want to ask. What are some things butterflies eat? Think, 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 scientists. Please write your response. Why are plants important for the butterfly habitat? Think, 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 scientists. Write your response. What other animals live in the same habitat as butterflies in our local environment? Think, 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 scientists. Write your response. And what are the stages of the life cycle of a butterfly? And write it in order. Think, 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 scientists. Write your response. And we want to check and make sure you understood our lesson. So we would like you to answer, how do other animals interact with the plants in a habitat? For example, some insects like bees also eat nectar. So think, 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 scientists. Write your response. And finally, want to wrap up by asking you, how do other animals interact with butterflies in a habitat? For example, ladybugs and birds interact differently. Think, 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 scientists. Write your response. So scientists, what did you think of today's lesson? So, we want to summarize what we learned today. We learned about the life cycle of butterflies in a butterfly habitat. We learned the different stages of a life cycle of a butterfly. We learned about what habitats and how the habitat of a butterfly and how it interacts, and what butterflies eat in its different stages in its life cycle. Okay, scientists, we're going to say ciao for now.